Freddy's tired, Dad.
Maybe he can take a nap, Josh. It's way past his bedtime.
He told me he's too scared to sleep. I'm scared too.
I know, Josh, but everything will be okay. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Are you one of Malcolm's spies? Go away.
Another really lavish room.
Who are you? What do you want?
I'm looking for my son, Joshua.
You won't find him here, young man.
I'm a friend.
I don't believe you. Everyone here works for Malcolm.
He is an evil man.
Very clever. That's just what one of his spies would say.
What can I do to convince you?
Very well. I shall give you a chance. Malcolm has stolen many things from me. He keeps most of them hidden away, and some he has given to others. But one of them he keeps on display, knowing the pain it causes me. Bring me that item, and I will know you are not in league with him. The pots come from Prinish Abbey, near Painswick in England. It's black lacquer on walnut.
It's a beautiful
Quite
hutch.
attractive, but it shows every speck of dust. They were given to me by my mother. It is a piece by a new artist, Derek Becker. It is an early study by Degas. I would be lost without my novels of Henry James.
The patient in this room, who wished to be known only as Lorena, suffered from paranoia, an unreasoning fear that people were plotting against her. Lorena was a wealthy woman and an active member of high society at the time she was committed. She developed the unfounded fear that her husband was unfaithful to her, an obsession that quickly grew out of control. At her admission interview, she claimed her husband was having her in prison so he could gain control of her money, an accusation typical of the paranoid syndrome. Lorena was one of Dr. Metcalf's few private patients. His treatment plan for her consisted almost exclusively of electroconvulsive therapy. Oh boy. Paranoia is one of the 4 major subcategories of schizophrenia. People who suffer from it believe, without justification, that others are plotting against them or are otherwise persecuting or trying to harm them. The paranoid patient is preoccupied with doubts about the loyalty or trustworthiness of friends or associates and is reluctant to confide in others because of fear that the information will be used maliciously against her. Lorena suffered from a particular type of paranoia called delusional jealousy, which causes the patient to delusionally believe that their spouse is having sexual relations with someone else. Even with the advent of modern pharmaceutical drug treatments, electroconvulsive therapy still remains one of the most effective weapons in the battle against mental illness. Though publicly denounced and unfairly stigmatized in movies such as One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, the treatment is humanely administered and is still in widespread use today. Although no theoretical foundation has been discovered for its success, electroshock is considered safer, easier to administer, less expensive, and easier on the patient than metrazole shock treatment. Originally administered for all classifications of schizophrenia, it is now recognized that ECT should only be used in the treatment of severe depression. It's actually remarkably effective against severe depression, but the problem is, when you basically reset the circuits of the brain, you can damage other areas of the brain too.
This locket was the gift of an unknown admirer to Miss Martin.
Unknown admirer? It was my father.
Ah, the locket.
People suffering from paranoia frequently believe others intend to do them harm, and they devise elaborate defenses against these imagined onslaughts. Miss Martin, for example, always wore these gloves to prevent her enemies from poisoning her through the exposed skin of her hands.
Ridiculous. I wore the gloves because I liked them. My father gave me that locket on my 16th birthday. He died only a week later. They are from Paris, the latest fashion. Stop! You must leave them alone!
Fine.
I commissioned it from Henri Latour. His work is exquisite.
Beautiful.
Of course, I was much younger then.
Do you want it back?
I refuse to discuss that until you prove you are my ally by bringing me the other item we discussed.
How will I know when I found it?
It's a secret. The item has special markings, but I won't tell you what they are.
It's
It's a
delightfully
Giuliano original. It's from the 1929 Paris exhibit. A woman of breeding does not discuss her sleeping arrangements. Dickens. I find him wonderfully soporific.
The inscription reads, Meryl, this should keep you up a few nights. Love, Wendy.
A gift from my sister. Her sense of humor can only be described as macabre.
Meryl, huh? I thought you said her name was Lorena.
I love Poe. He's so mysterious. My eyes are failing. The glass makes it easier to read.
Poe is actually my favorite author as well. Side note. Got a magnifying glass. We can take a look at this, which we need to know. MM. Could this be the item?
Those things are private. Please leave them alone.
Fine. See all these
Just
teacups.
1 minute, young man. How do I know that pot is
You
mine?
need a teapot.
There are 2 M's on it.
Yes? Anyone can see that.
Each period is really a small bird.
You are correct. I have told no one here about this, so you must have learned it yourself. My maiden name was Meryl Martin. My mother named me for 2 of her favorite birds. When I married, she gave me this coffee set and said, "You may change your name, but here's a small reminder that you will always be my little bird."
Do you remember the ECT treatments?
Oh, how could anyone forget? They would take you down to the basement and open the door with a key that looked as if it could unlock the Bastille. Then they shoved a piece of rubber in your mouth and attached some wires to your head. The orderlies would hold you down. Then the shock would come, like a white hot steel bar behind your eyes. 10 dentists drilling on exposed nerves couldn't cause this much pain.
Do you know anything about a secret room?
I have some information that may help you, but first I want you to help me. You've proven adept at recovering items that Malcolm has stolen from me. I would like you to recover the item that means more to me than anything else. It is a locket.
It's hanging from the circuit board.
I doubt that Malcolm would leave something so precious lying about in such a manner.
Well, he did.
Where do you think Malcolm hid the locket?
There is a wall safe in Malcolm's office, behind the picture of his wife. There was a trick to opening it. He would press a certain spot on the frame. It would make a peculiar, hollow sound, and then the picture would swing open. I believe the locket is in there.
Ah, thank you, Meryl. More useful information.
Fancy. Doesn't look too useful. Pretty handy for seeing if someone's sneaking up behind you.
Paranoid person would need that. Notice that the curtains are closed.
Wow, still wet after all these years. I guess the liquid part is in there.
Brilliant, George. Brilliant, Oliver. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. We've seen us walking through this hallway before. If I click the mouse, it'll just skip straight to the destination. Let's head into the basement real quick, and then we're probably going to end the recording in a little bit. I've been going for quite a while, and I don't want to lose footage.
Welcome to the big time, baby. This is where we separate the men from the boys.
Why don't we save right here, just to be careful. Alright, like I said, hopefully we'll get a chance to explore this character. He's pretty fun. Next time.